Hello, hello, everyone. We're going to wait a little bit so people can log on.
Yeah, I'm going to check and see.
Who's watching? We'll see. We have 0 people watching right now.
Because there's like a lag anyways. Like when you go live, it's like...
It's true.
I don't know how long the lag... Oh, we got one person.
Ooh. Was it Praise the Lord,
Lisa.
Saints?
Pastor Lisa.
Wait a few minutes.
Happy to be here. Thursday Night Live.
Yeah.
So excited, so blessed that pastors asked us to give the message this Thursday, or...
It was Pastor Beth, actually.
Yeah, Pastor Beth. I don't really like calling it a message. I like saying, let's pick a verse and talk about it. Because...
Yeah, I do too.
The word preacher is like so intimidating to me, anyways. Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, Brother Rick. Okay, so we have a few people on, 3 to be exact.
Woo!
So I'm going to go ahead
Where 2 or 3 are gathered.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to read the announcements. Saturday is Breaking Chains. That's July 26th.
That'd be fun.
At 5 p.m. And we gather at the church. So Breaking Chains is every Saturday, every month, last Saturday.
So the last Saturday of every month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dyslexia. Okay. Last Saturday of every month at 5 p.m. at the church, unless it's announced otherwise, unless we're going to be meeting somewhere else. But so you guys don't want to miss that. It's awesome. I didn't get to go to the last one, but I've been to a few, and they're really fun, and it's really nice to get outside of, like, to hang out with your brothers and sisters in Christ, like, outside of church, like, in doing other things. Youth camp is next week. So
Yes.
that's July 28th through 30th. It's been like, we've been fundraising all year. Okay. It was showing that it froze. We've been fundraising all year, so now that the moment is finally here, it almost seems like surreal. Like it's not really even... So
snuck up on me.
It snuck up on her. And pray for Sister Kelsey and Brother Gabriel, because they're the camp counts, or they're chaperoning, and Lord have mercy, I could not. I just don't have it in me to have. I like, teenagers are not my thing. I like working with the little kids, but so give them, pray for them, pray for the youth, pray that they have an encounter with the Lord like they've never had before.
Yes.
We should pray for them. I think we should pray for them all Sunday morning. I think they should all go up to the front, and we should all lay hands. I'm believing that they're going to have an awesome time, that they're going to come back, and they're going to be changed.
And on fire.
And they're going to be on fire, and they're going to bring it back to Prairie Valley, to all of us old people.
Yes.
And we're going to be, like, on fire, too.
Yeah.
And then, dun, 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 drum roll. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'm drum rolling. September 7th at 10 a.m. we're going to be having our annual baptism picnic.
That'll be fun.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's like one of the more exciting things that we do here at Prairie Valley Church is we go to the river and we baptize people. And it's really fun because it's like we have service out there, we have worship out there, and then we just fellowship and we eat. I love that part, the eating part. And the fellowship with my brothers and sisters, and it's a lot of fun. So that is going to be September 7th. That's a Sunday. It's going to be at Caswell Park. We go there every year. There'll be more information to come, or if anything changes, but you guys don't want to miss that, and mark that down. It's super exciting. So those are all...
Really, like she said, they're going to be exciting, but it's also going to be life-changing. Invite your family out to the park where we're going to be at Caswell, where we are every year. It's going to just be a fun time of fellowship, worship, praise, and it's with our family, our Prairie Valley family.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of fun.
So much fun. I love it.
If you want to be baptized, let's be baptized. I might do it every year.
I've done it. There was a good time. There was a time where I did it like 5 years in a row. Now,
Just depends on if I want to get wet.
it just depends on the day. But I think I'm going to get baptized this year. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm super excited about that. So we have a lot of fun things happening. I'm excited to see what God's doing in our church. I love our church. I love the local church. I love that, and I love specifically the fact that everyone is so, we're a family. That, like, I know it sounds so cliche to say that, like, I walked in and immediately just felt, so embraced, but like really I do. Like I really feel excited to go to church on Sunday mornings.
It's exciting to see everyone and greet all of you guys. Yeah. It's fun.
It's exciting to see everyone. It's exciting and that makes it, okay, like I know that we're there for one purpose, right? We're there to worship the Lord.
Yes.
We're there to give glory and honor to Him. We're also there to receive what the pastor has for us. But I think that it also makes it super beneficial, the fact that we have just an awesome church with awesome people, like from all walks of life, and no one is like too stuck up or uppity. Everybody's like really down to earth. That sounds cliche too, but we're just really down to earth people. We just are. And I love my church family. When Pastor Beth asked us to speak tonight, I already kind of knew what I was going to speak on because I had been reading this. It's just like a chapter, and I've just been reading it over and over again because it was just really like, when you like are reading the Bible and then that happens to me all the time where you're reading something and you're like, you've probably read it a million times, but then all of a sudden it just kind of like jumps out at you, and it like something just really jumps out at you and pulls you in. So I've been reading over and over again. It's in Daniel, and I've read Daniel, multiple times. Love Daniel. Love, like, the prophecies, and it's, like, all very cool. But, let me see. I have papers. So, it's kind of like on waiting. I thought that it would be good to speak about that because that's something we all go through.
Yeah.
We're all in the waiting. Like because it's all God's timing. I know we would like it to be like on our timing. We really would like it to be on our timing. But it's not, and we have to just get that through our brains that it's all in God's timing, and His timing is perfect and His timing is good.
Yes.
The sooner we realize that, the better.
Yes.
But in reading in Daniel 10, so it starts out with, in the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a word was revealed to Daniel, who was named Belteshazzar. And the word was true, and it was a great conflict, and he understood the word and had understanding of the vision. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning for 3 weeks. I ate no delicacies, no meat or wine entered my mouth, nor did I anoint myself at all for the full 3 weeks. On the 24th day of the 1st month, as I was standing on the bank of a great river, that is the Tigris, I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a man clothed in linen with a belt of fine gold from Uphaz around his waist. His body was like bronze, his face like the appearance of lightning, his eyes like flaming torches, his arms and legs like the gleam of burnished bronze, and the sound of his words like the sound of a multitude. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men who were with me did not see the vision, but a great trembling fell upon them, and they fled to hide themselves. So I was left alone, and saw this great vision, and no strength was left in me. My radiant appearance was fearfully changed, and I retained no strength. Then I heard the sound of his words, and I was And as I heard the sound of his words, I fell on my face in a deep sleep with my face to the ground. And behold, a hand touched me and set me trembling on my hands and knees. And he said to me, O Daniel, man greatly loved, understand the words that I speak to you, and stand upright, for now I have been sent to you. And when he had spoken this to me, I stood up trembling. Then he said to me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and humbled yourself before your God, your words have been heard, and I have come because of your words. So let's just take a pause right there, because that's a lot of information. So Daniel is in mourning because, so I was reading commentary on it, and the Israelites had just returned, or had just left to go back to Jerusalem, or to Israel. And he was mourning because, this is the commentary said, because really not a lot of them went. And not a lot of them decided to go because they had all the comforts where they were. And how hard would that have been to, they had been in captivity for a really long time, and how hard would it have been to just pick up and
start
go
over.
So he is 3 weeks praying and fasting, and he's grieving, and he's kind of sad, and he's just it says that he ate no meat, he didn't anoint himself, that he didn't eat any delicacies. He was abstaining from pleasure, like he was, just because he was sad. So he persevered. He kept praying. He kept on, even though he didn't hear from, he probably didn't get the answer he wanted. I mean, we all, when we start praying, we want the answer right now. We want that. We want it right now, or we want it to happen right now. Like I said, timing. God's timing. Okay,
yes,
so
amen.
In 13, so that was 12. In 13 it says, oh, you know what? No, I'm not going to read that yet. So in Daniel 10:12 it says, I read this already. It says, Then he said to me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and humbled yourself before your God, your words have been heard. Wow. I don't know why, but that really, that's the part when I was talking about earlier, things that jumped out to you, that jumped out to me. Because how many times are we praying and we're like, oh, he's just not hearing. He's not hearing me. And we get frustrated. We're human. We get frustrated. We cry. And, I've wrestled. And I've just been like, oh, my God, come on. But this word says from the first day that he set his heart to understand, he humbled himself. He didn't look at it like, now. It said from the first day that he humbled himself to understand that God heard him, that the Lord heard him. And it says that, it goes on to say in verse 13 that the prince, so he had heard you, he had humbled yourself before your God, your words have been heard, and I have come because of your words. And it says in 13, the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. Oh, that's so, what a coincidence. He was praying and waiting for an answer for 3 weeks, and also he was fighting for 21 days. But Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, for I was left there with the kings of Persia. For I was left there with the kings of Persia, and came to make you understand what is to happen to your people in the latter days, for the vision is for the days to come. So he came to answer him. But he was detained for 3 weeks. Daniel was praying and fasting for 3 weeks, and the man, the awe-inspiring figure, the glorious awe-inspiring figure that Daniel saw, was detained for 3 weeks because he was fighting demonic forces. Now, the Prince of Persia is not like the Prince of Persia. It's not like, because when I read it, I was like, the Prince of Persia. What does he have to do with anything? The Prince of Persia is a demonic entity. He's a demonic force. So the glorious, the messenger. Okay, so me and my dad were talking about this, and I think it's Jesus because it describes it perfectly, Jesus, but no one will say yes or no. So I'm just going to call it that the angelic messenger came. And when he came to answer Daniel, he said that he was detained by the Prince of Persia. He was fighting demonic forces. There was a battle raging in the spirit that prevented him from coming to Daniel. But Daniel kept praying and fasting, seeking God, even though he hadn't heard anything back. He kept going. He kept praying. He kept fasting. And there was a war going on. But once the Lord spoke to Daniel, he let him know that he had heard him from the first time that he prayed. So God hears you the first time that you open your mouth. Yes. That he's not deaf to what you say.
Good.
Like, he's listening to you. He hears you. I know sometimes it seems repetitive, but there's always something, but we don't know what's going on in the spirit realm.
Yeah.
We don't know what's being fought. But just like Daniel didn't know what was being fought. A war was battling. There was a war going on, and, that he didn't know about. I mean, the angelic Jesus told him, that I was detained. Like, I was fighting the Prince of Persia. But it was reassuring to me when I read that, because we all go through seasons, some better than others. And when you're going through when you're going through good seasons, it's good, right? It's really good. But when you're going through tougher seasons, that's
it's not
when,
so good.
No, it's not so good. And in the middle of the waiting, in the middle of it, when you're in the thick of it, it's really important to continue praying.
Yes.
To continue persevering. It's so important because there are wars being fought over your mind and for your life. And though we go through things, we must keep praying and we must keep worshiping, because those are the weapons that the enemy cannot take. He can try all he wants. He can try to shut you up and make you believe the lies that God isn't going to answer you. That I always look at into the perspective of, when Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers. It wasn't like he was sold into slavery. He was made governor. He was able to rescue his family. That was 40 years. That was a 40-year thing that happened. And all the time he remained faithful to the Lord. He remained faithful and steadfast. And that was 40 years. And I am like, God, please don't let it take 40 years, God. Please, Lord, please. So I know what it's like, but we have to push back those lies and be like, what, God is going to have his way at the end. The sooner that we submit to it and we, understand and we humble ourselves and we realize that his ways are better and that his answers are always better anyways.
Yeah.
Really, I've prayed for some stupid stuff, so dumb. And I look back at it on it now and I'm like, oh, what an idiot, foolish girl you were. But we're always maturing, and then we look back at and we're like, why did we even pray for that? And thank God that he didn't. Thank God he's not a genie who just grants these wishes. He's a good God. He has good plans for us, and his promises his promises will always be fulfilled. And he's going to answer you. You just have to keep on keeping on. You have to persevere. You have to persevere. Say it with me, everyone.
Persevere.
Persevere. You have to do it. You have to keep going, pressing forward.
You keep your hand to the plow, and you don't look back. You
No.
don't think about the waiting. You keep your eyes on God.
Yeah.
You keep pushing.
Don't think about the waiting. That's the worst. Like,
And I mean, it even says it. It says, keep your hand to the plow. Where was it? And yeah, no one having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom. So you got to keep your eyes forward.
Yeah.
If you're going to be second guessing everything,
yeah.
you're going to be just unstable. You're not going to be, you got to be on a firm foundation, which is the rock, which is Jesus Christ, you know? Kind of going with what she's talking about with Daniel and persevering. I actually spoke on this in the youth class on Sunday, and when she said that, it kind of brought it up about perseverance. And it was the parable of the persistent widow. And it's in Luke chapter 18. And I just wanted to share it with you. It said, Then Jesus spoke of a parable to the men and how they always ought to pray and not lose heart. What does it say? Saying, there was in a certain city a judge who did not fear God nor regard man. Now there was a widow in that city, and she came to him saying, get justice for me from my adversary. And he would not. She came back over and over and over again, coming back like, I get justice. I need justice. Like every day. And he was just like, no, he didn't care. He didn't care, and he didn't care what they thought of him. And he would, not for a while, but after a while, after all that time that she kept coming back, he said to himself, though I do not fear God nor regard man, yet because this widow troubles me so much, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. Right? And so then the Lord came, jumped in and said, hear what that unjust judge said. Shall God not avenge his own elect who cry out day and night to him, though he bears long with them? And so I just wanted to share that with you. It's saying, yes, because you kept knocking, you kept persevering. It's a parable in the Bible. It's saying, don't give up. Don't stop praying for it, and she didn't have to. She could have stopped. She could have been like, that guy doesn't care. That guy doesn't care. He's not listening. But she kept on persevering. That's what we have to do. We have to trust in the Word and trust in God and know that He has our heart. He has our whole lives planned. He knows what's best for us, Even though I might think I know what's best for me, I don't. God has it all planned out and mapped out. Why not let the creator of the universe, do his thing? And yet we still want to take control and be like, I don't know. I've prayed for this for a while and nothing's happened. No, you can keep praying,
Yeah, and nothing's wasted either.
Nothing's wasted.
He uses it all nothing. We might think ugh, what a waste. Lots of times I shared this too not that long ago that in the waiting, sometimes we feel like we're being unproductive because we want to jump in there and but it's best for us to get out of the way and even in those times where you may feel like you're being unproductive and not doing something, it's not wasted. You're doing something. You're letting God have His way.
Yes.
Letting Him do a work.
At least you're seeking Him above anything else. That's what He wants. He wants you to seek Him. It's all in His timing, though.
Yeah.
Remember that.
I know. And it is, it's so easy to say, right?
So easy.
It's so easy to say, but it's harder to do, but you just got to do it. Sometimes you just got to make yourself, we do Bible study with our grandma on Tuesdays, not my aunt and my sisters and stuff, and we kind of talked about perseverance, and in one of the things it says, remember our sufferings and struggles are only half the story. So compared to an eternity, if this is eternity and this is our life,
yeah.
If you put that into comparison, these, they're just momentary afflictions. They will pass. They don't compare to the eternal glory that is to come. You know?
Yes.
We have to remind ourselves of that everything you endure in this life will make sense in glory. That God is working all things for our good, and he doesn't waste one moment of our lives in his plans. Don't get overwhelmed when you feel like you aren't making progress. Like,
there you go.
Like Daniel, I'm sure he felt like, this is 3 weeks already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And her too, she probably wanted to quit going to the judge, but she kept going. So don't get overwhelmed when you feel like you aren't making progress. Just remember that it's all in God's timing, and to persevere and to keep on keeping on.
Yes.
You know, he's a good God.
He's for you.
He's for you. You have to just speak those out. Speak them out into the atmosphere, like,
yes.
Because the enemy is going to try you, like, as soon as you wake up. He'll be like, you got a pimple on your face? No, I'm just kidding. And you're like, great. No. So some things do upset people like that, but there are other, I know there are deeper things too.
Yeah.
Like, we go through things. I don't discredit anyone's trial. I don't discredit anyone's thing that they're facing, their giant that they're facing, because we all face giants.
Yes.
They might look different to each person, but we all face them. But with God, through God, all things are possible.
Yes.
So I just want you to stay encouraged. Stay speaking out those things. Combat the enemy with prayer and worship and word, and filling your life with that. It will make all the difference.
Yes.
And this is coming from somebody who could potentially be super anxiety ridden. I'm on the cusp all the time, but you know what? I always rebuke that. I always rebuke those thoughts. That old man is dead. I'm a new creation in Christ, and he does not have anxiety. This person does not have anxiety. I am living. I am born again. And I remind myself and remind Satan of that all the time. You have to do that. You have to speak it out. He's not afraid to be speaking things to you, so you don't be afraid to be speaking things to him. Okay? He's a loser. He makes me angry sometimes, and I get really heated about it. But anyways, stay encouraged. Stay in your word. We love you guys. We'll see you on... we could potentially be seeing you on Saturday at Breaking Chains. Don't forget about that. Also, that's at 5 p.m. at the church. Also, Sunday morning at 9 a.m., Prayer Valley Church gathers. We worship. We do. We receive the word, and we are a family. And I love it, and you will love it too. So have a good rest of your Thursday. Love you guys. Bye.